But I do think there's enough information that is disclosed regarding Kraken, Coinbase, OKX, and Binance.
What's up, crypto crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Might, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto crew, Bitcoin has just crossed a new all-time high at 82,000 USD per Bitcoin at the making of this recording and has found itself in price discovery mode. Now, if you've been invested to Kaspa for a longer period of time, you'll have realized by now that at times Kaspa operates uniquely from the markets. When the market started to pump right around the time Donald Trump got elected as the next US president, Kaspa has been reluctant to follow suit. And while many weak hands, including certain YouTube content creators, sold off their Kaspa, which was accompanied by a lot of FUD from all kinds of people, the true Kaspa OGs held their hands. Meanwhile, most people forgot A, Kaspa has seen bigger corrections in the past than the most recent one, and B, Kaspa has been bullish during the majority of the last bear cycle starting from pretty much November of 2021 up until recently. So I personally simply don't understand why people who should know better apparently sold off some or all of their Kaspa at what seems to be a local bottom in that 10 to 12 cent range. Walk by faith and not by sight. And since last weekend, Kaspa has made an explosive recovery, surging up at just over 15 cents per Kaspa coin. This to me gives weight to my suspicion of tier 1 exchanges manipulating the price in order for them to pack their bags. But that's just my personal opinion. Pump it up. Today we'll give the floor to Kaspa Kii Foundation, specifically Johnny, who runs daily operations at the Kaspa Kii Foundation. And if you don't know, crypto crew, the Kaspa Kii Foundation is made to give active traders, miners, and investors fair access to knowledge and information, as Kaspa is for the people, for the Kaspa community.
So there's a saying that miners who receive an excessive amount of costs as transaction fees generated by KRC20 activities are dumping all these tokens to the market, which is supposed to be what caused the market movements downward recently. We want to be clear that the foundation is highly suspicious of this opinion, with the following reasonings. Firstly, most of the Kaspa miners joined in the bearish market cycle from 2021 to 2023. For old miners, they have already recouped their costs long ago. And for miners who basically translate themselves from Bitcoin world, the current market price, the price a few days ago, is not ideal position for them to sell, and they should be very familiar with the market cycles. They understand the bull run is around the corner. So there's no reason to speculate that miners are the ones who dump the coins to the market. We're highly suspicious of those kinds of opinions. The second thing is that in the crypto world, there are many other assets and tokens you can invest in. Namely, those can give you higher rates on return than being a miner. Kaspa miners are mostly subscribers of the Satoshi consensus mechanism. They understand what BTC means to the world and what Kaspa means to be a better BTC. So they hold faith in Kaspa's solution, in Jonathan and in the developers groups, and in the community. And lastly, we think that if miners want to sell, they could sell at any moment, with or without the launch of KRC20 or Kasplex. There is no clear explanation to me why miners will just become more inclined to sell just because their miners are now more productive with KRC20 activities. If you're a miner and if you want to sell, the issue is not really about how productive or how many coins your machine generates for you per day. It's about you want to sell. So we say, even if your block rewards are higher, receive more coins from the miners, there's no reason why you want to sell more just because you have more tokens as an income, because we hope to stay as neutral as possible. However, we want to share some of our thoughts with you guys here on the so-called Tier 1 exchange listing campaign. So with my personal experience, Tier 1 exchanges usually first look at your TVL. So that oftentimes requires an infrastructure with DeFi, you can stake your assets here or what, which Kaspa currently doesn't really have in a strict sense. Kasplex and KRC20 ecosystem wants to solve that problem but they're still on their way there. And as I said, they are just setbacks on this path. So without a TVL, then the tier 1 exchanges will also look into the trading volume in other leading exchanges. The actual tier 1 exchange that has listed costs is Bybit. Then it is BitGet. We can offer relevant, third-party sources of information to support this statement, because we have no either conflict or connection of interest with any exchange here. But if possible, we do expect to see a larger volume on Bybit. That's something also we are trying to work towards this. By June or July, there are only about $2 million trading volume on Bybit per day. And now you get around 10 to 12 million a day. So if you expect another tier 1 exchange to list spot Kaspa, it will be very reasonable for them to try to look on other tier 1 exchanges which has listed it to see if there's any trading volume so they can generate fees for them. So this is about the listing progress. I understand many would be slightly disappointed or turned down a bit because we don't give you a definite answer on tier 1 listing stuff, but I do think there's enough information that is disclosed regarding Kraken, Coinbase, OKX, and Binance. These are basically the only exchanges that hasn't listed Kaspa yet. We also have third-party developers, not from Kaspa, from other public chains. They highly appraise the designs. Rumors that smart contracts will be online in January 2025 are just untrue. 10 BPS may be active on the mainnet by then, but you still need to be tuned with what Michael updated on that on his Twitter. And I want to do a little bit of explanation to those who don't know yet. The Kaspa native smart contract is difficult because the core dev groups want to avoid the pitfalls of Ethereum and Solana. They want to maintain openness and neutrality for all subnetworks or layer 2s or DApps on it. So in short, they want a unified solution. They don't want fragments of the network. So they don't want things to break things into pieces and so on. Nevertheless, both the Kaspa core devs and the foundation, we acknowledge it is possible that other relevant third parties may come up with an EVM compatible layer 2 that can be run on Kaspa in the near future. Because by nature, Kaspa network is just an open source network. Anyone can build anything on it. So this kind of application would not be Kaspa features, but they will be features and allowance on Kaspa network. So this kind of third party building something interesting in Kaspa, like Kaspa did in the past, might also provide you with certain smart contract utilities in the next few months.
Good morning. Thanks, Junie. Thanks, Kef, EV, for hosting the space. I want to go back to the DEX that you talked about a moment ago. And my question to you is two parts. One, how did Kef decide? What process did you go through to decide to support this DEX? And secondly, who is behind the DEX?
Behind this is Kef and then the CoinX venture. So firstly, we definitely received that application form, and then we try to reach out if there is ability to run this DEX successfully. And as I just brought to you, to a certain extent, we saw the most important thing here is introducing more users and try to get more liquidity across from other chains and so on. So that's why we kind of prioritize experienced people or teams that have successful experience in this before. And again, if any project, let's say Nacho or anyone wants to join with this, we will have something like that as well. Or we'll have a gates open for that. But also, as I made it quite clear in the talk just now, since there will be a minimal fee or basically just a pure attempt to offer services, we don't see, we definitely need a DAO to have a lot of decision making and stuff, because obviously they will listen to customer feedback to improve their product and so on. If there's not a fee allocation stuff, they won't need a DAO to make decision on that. For the tokenomics, I think they will make those addresses just available to the public so people can see what they're doing with their fees. I think that's it for now. But again, I get the underneath point is, we may need more community participation in there. We would definitely consider that and try to figure out a way to prove that it's facing the community and it's listening to people's advice. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that, Junie. One tiny follow-up, if I may. Is the code for the DEX going to be open sourced?
For the part that is marketplace, yes, because it's mainly going to be built on Kaspa's opcode. For the changey part, unfortunately, no. But again, as you have seen, that we have made extensive efforts to explain how it works. So I don't think for that part the code will be open source, but we're always open to questions and AMAs and monitor of wallet addresses and so on.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you addressing it. I think it's really important that community, funds and organizations, foundations like KEF, for example, support and lead with open source solutions that really embody the Kaspa ethos. So it may be a change that needs to happen here or should be considered, in my opinion.
And so a lot more to come, crypto crew. Just make sure that you understand Kaspa foundationally and what happened in the last months to be indicative of Kaspa's character. But just because Kaspa makes a correction like all the crypto projects do on the crypto ocean doesn't mean it is going to zero. Walk by faith and not by sight.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing here on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.